Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But I'll come back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks alike. You are listening once again to Midnight Ramen with me, Michael. I hope y'all are doing good tonight. Yeah, it's a little atypical for this episode to be on a different day than it usually is, but I will get to that in a second because, we got to start off the episode doing the usual crap of, just saying what the show is and all that other stuff. So yeah, let's just get to it. So if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/Meltalurk Original, or you can go to my YouTube channel. You can watch the video of this. Either way, those are the main two ways that you can watch it / listen to it. You don't really need the video thing, but ironically enough, the midsection, the I'm not gonna lie, I think the Magic the Gathering section in the middle is a good break, but it's very visually dependent. If you just listen through or skip it, honestly, good to you. I don't care. But yeah, I would say don't though. I try to get some good commentary during it, and who knows, it sometimes takes a lot longer than it usually does. So, that's besides the point. If you want to go to Twitch, you can watch this happen live. You can commentate live. It won't show up in the chat because I do not trust that shit at all. Especially if it's going to be a live recorded stuff. I don't want any weird crap going on. Editing this enough is minimally editing enough is more than enough. It's an hour long. So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Go to Twitch, you can watch it live. But if you watch it live, you can, or on Twitch, you can also watch the after show, which is basically a show after, the actual edited stuff or whatever that goes on everywhere else, YouTube right now. But basically, you can, while the VOD is up, you can watch and just hear some behind the scenes stuff and watch me edit the videos down. There's not a whole lot to it, and watch me just play games afterwards, I guess, and do regular streamer shit, because that's what's really on there, more or less. But even if you can't make it live, you can't go on Twitch or whatever, you can always go to my YouTube channel where I post videos too. It's going to be a very crazy day, especially for March 1st, because I'm posting this and another video that's, I hope does very well, because the last time I did a similar video to it, it did very well, like very well. So I hope it does it again, because yeah, that would be very cool. But who knows? Yeah. Again, but those are going to be the edited podcasts and other stuff like that, not the mumbo jumbo, just kind of me editing it. There's actually, typically, there's usually not a whole lot that I do edit out, unless if it's like a rough cut or mainly rough cuts or I say a name that I probably shouldn't have, or technical oopies, which do happen do happen. I think that's the most cases for an actual editor, something like that. Or if I decide to actually do put one in, which is freaking blue moon, that happens. But with that out of the way, the reason why this episode is late, I could have done it the day yesterday like I usually would have, but this week at work was just brutal. So essentially what we had to do multiple days, like in a row, we have late nights into early mornings into late nights into early mornings into late nights into early mornings, and just doing a lot of work late at night that with a lot of people that should not be happening. It's like, dude, and like multiple days in a row, like I like after the second, I got into work at like 7 a.m. and left work at like almost 11. I think yesterday, I'm just like, I'm just doing a regular shift. Technically, I'm not even supposed to be working on Thursdays because I usually have Thursdays off, but I want to help out. It'll be a lot easier if I'm here, if I'm going to be honest, and it was. I don't mean to be self-promoting, but like, or like self-ego inflating, but like, I feel like I probably did help out a lot at work. But yeah, work was fun. Put in a lot of hours this week though. I'm kind of tired. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time at home because of it, and yeah, I like those really Tuesday night. I just got home, or like I got home. It was like 10:30. I just basically hit the bed and woke up the next day. It's like, let's fucking do this shit again, and we did. And then Wednesday, I think after I got done with work, I went home. I was like, I'm going in probably later than I would usually do, if at all. And then I did go in, but yeah, it was good. It was good that I went in and I got some work done and all that other fun jazz. But yeah, I'm pumped because now, and it's so convenient too, because I wanted to take some time off and go visit some Fargo people. And I'll get into the story in a second here, but it's so convenient that it just so happens I did this like over a month about a month in advance, where I'm like, I'm taking some time off at the beginning of March to go to do stuff. And just so happens like the week before, 2 weeks before, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to be super busy that week. So we're going to be, I mean, I definitely put in my time this week well over, but yeah, it's nothing against like work or anything, but yeah, I put in my time. Oof. What I'm excited about, because when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm finishing some packing, because I'll probably do it after the show. Finishing my packing, and at 10 a.m. or around 10 a.m. I want to leave. Me and my girlfriend are going up to Fargo, hanging out for the weekend, just hanging out in the Fargo-Moorhead area. But on the last day, on Sunday, me, Popsky 99, and Outsider FM, we're going to see Dune Part 2. And this is a long time coming, because we all saw the first, Dune movie in theaters on opening night. Although technically this won't be opening night, but whatever. We saw it on the big screen because that was the way to do it. And afterwards, we went and ate some Buffalo Wild Wings, which depending on the time, I might not do it because the drive back is brutal, and it's at night, and I gotta work in the morning, or we gotta both work in the morning, so I don't know. And yeah, I don't really want to be caught looking stupid, which could happen. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna like that. That's gonna be a fun trip. I'm very excited for it. And why it's a prophecy, like it's not a prophecy. I basically made a promise to myself after we saw the first movie that we got to see this all together again. And I got some magic cards in the back here, Warhammer 40k magic card, the Warhammer 40k decks that I got them. I got all 4 of them, all 4 of the pre-constructed decks. I have not touched them, other than like I literally have not opened them. My plan is to do both of that at the same time, or not at the same time. Have that be a thing. Is get my boys into Magic and to see Dune 2. Part of that was successful. I mean, Outsider is definitely playing, and I'm trying to get Popsky into it too. And especially with Warhammer, because Popsky's a big Warhammer fan, and he's trying to get us on that bandwagon. And it's like, buddy, and slow down. Magic. But he loves a lot like big lore crap, and he was the main reason that we really saw Dune in the first place and became Dune heads. Is because Popsky wanted to go see it, and he wanted to see it on the big screen, and we did. And then when we went to beat Buffalo Wild Wings ever, B-dubs, I because I was living at the apartment at the time still, I need to plan out my meals. Like, and what I did was kind of funky, because they had a deal going on where you could buy like double the wings or something like that. I think because it was Thursday night. Buy one, get one, or BOGO wings. And I plotted out real well to get a shit ton of wings and like a cup, like two flavors, or sauces, whatever. And when we order our food, I was like, how am I gonna break it to this guy that I'm ordering a shit ton of wings, boneless wings? And I'm like, I was like contemplating, should I order as many as I actually want? But I think I heard like, I don't know, 48, which, like, 48, why would you order 48? Or I can't remember the exact word. I think it might have been 48. But I dead ass looked him in the eyes and said, or tried not looking him in the eyes, one or the other, and said to the server, I want 48 wings. And he does one of these things where he gets up, or he gets, he's standing obviously, and he like squats down to my level and it's like, yeah, he like puts his like, that's writing thing down. It's like, all right. I'm gonna make sure that we can do this, but and this dude, I tipped him well, but like our server was like working at that location solely because like they needed help for that one, and the other one that he usually worked at was, kind of slow that night, and it was just so funny. He was a good sport, but I obviously tipped him well, but it was just really, really funny. And he brought out all the wings too, and he put them in the bags too, and like he got the message. He knew what I was trying to do. He got it. He understood. He understood the mission, because he put like half my order in like a to-go box, and then to-go boxes, I should say, and then yeah, it was very cool. And then I put all the other ones that I didn't eat into those boxes, which is very awesome of that dude. But I'm probably not doing that again. I don't need to do that. I really do not need to do that. Yeah. But like a lot of the trip is just more or less, strengthening that bond. And I don't really see him all that much. I mean, I've seen Pop, like, I've only legitimately interacted with Popsky, like, in real life, like, 3 times? Maybe? Like that I can recall. Like, realistically, like, 3 or, like, a handful of times. Outsider, like, I've known him for years because we were in the same program, but other than that, I haven't really, especially since, like, now, or even, like, once we started streaming, we were all, like, in separate places doing different things and this and that, and it's trying to keep that, friendship together and getting that brotherly bond. Oh, it's gonna be for a short time. It's gonna be really cool. Really cool. Whoop. Thank God I have a bottle. Holy crap, I almost spilled all of this Mountain Dew voltage. I am grateful for this voltage right now. I needed it because I feel like last episode I was definitely like conking out, like mid-sentence, just rambling on about fucking nothing. Sorry for the language there, but I was like going on about absolutely diddly squat. To be honest, I haven't reviewed the footage, but yeah, I kept like, oh, I was saying shit, but I don't know what I was saying. But this time it's not going to actually be that way. Not at all. Not at all. Far from it. But I just got caught up. I rewatched Dune on Netflix because, yeah, yesterday was the last day that you could on Netflix because they had like a deal or something like that. I don't know. A contract. I should be more specific. That you could do that on Netflix, but it's on HBO Max, so you can always still watch it because it's probably there. Although I can't really pull it up on there. I need to get a new phone. I've been hesitating on that, and I'll do it probably later, but not right now. But like, I need to update it, not in a bad way. And I've said this before already, and that's one of the goals for this year is to get a new phone. Mainly because actually I need to check my goals, because I know a lot of us made goals for this year to do stuff, and I've been kind of keeping track on my stuff. Especially one of my goals was to make videos and content each week, which is very, like, I'm legit on that crap. Make more. Yeah, I did that. I need to do that. Adventures of, okay, I'm doing one of them. One of my goals is to have more adventures to Fargo, which I am doing. I need to make more TikToks. Oops. Yeah, I need to do that. But that's another goal. Double my Twitch followers, YouTube videos, more variety and better, which kind of ties into one of my other ones that just says just make weekly content, which that's what I'm doing my YouTube. Get the podcast on other audio platforms, which I still need to get on. But yeah, I'm kind of on track, if I'm not gonna lie. I just needed to double my Twitch following, which, if I have a slower week, I'll probably make it better and, advertise more on stuff. I need to have a good video or something to do to make a long video to kind of advertise my Twitch, I feel like, because I haven't really done a whole ton of, like, I haven't had time to make a longer video. I've been putting, like, for my weekly videos, I've been posting a lot of, like, shorter content sort of stuff, like, which is kind of what I wanted to do. but I haven't posted like, other than like the speed run attempts of what's it called, of Lethal Company. I haven't posted a video longer than 10 minutes, other than, wait, no, there was the Magic Theorist, which there is going to be another one of those. There is going to be another one of those, and Outsider's the reason for it. Fucker. But what was I on about? I want to make like a longer video kind of promoting like my streams and stuff like that. But I need a stream to actually really get it on. And I want to do it on like, say, a Helldivers stream, but Helldivers wants to blow up my freaking CPU. I don't know if it's because of it or if it's like other reasons. Like, it makes my CPU go to 100%. And I mean, I don't overclock it, and I could. It would be fine, but I don't want to do that. And I also kind of forget how to do that. Like, I can figure it out, but it's not worth it. And I don't know how stronger of a CPU I can put in my motherboard. And for those that are PC nerds that know how to build stuff, like, I'm not really asking about, ooh, I need to upgrade my rig. No, it's like, I don't know if I can really put anything else in there, sort of thing. Because, like, I like the board that I have, my motherboard that I have, and I probably could get a better one for sure. But something about it, I don't know. I just wish it was a little bit better. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But that's besides the point. Yeah, more videos and stuff like that. I'm definitely going to take my sweet time going up in Fargo. I'm like, it's going up there. Coming back down, I'm probably going to try to gas it. I mean, yeah, it's going to be at night. Hopefully it's not, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not wet out. But like, apparently it was like blizzard conditions on Tuesday, which that was wild, even though we did get like some snow down here where I was at, like, even for work. We got some snow, but it was practically nothing. And the drastic, the absolute drastic temperature change was just wild too, because it went from like 40-50 degrees to like single digits, right? Like, in a day. Like, that's major. Or like negative wind chill in a day. That's incredibly nuts. It feels like, yeah. And then going from that singular day, that like Wednesday, into warmer temperatures again. Like, it feels like just before spring. It's not like spring warm, but it's like, it's cold enough where it's like, I want to equate it to like a track meet, because when I was in track, it would be like when you get into your tank top and your shorts, like, that's basically, and you're in spring weather and it's starting to get a little cold out, like, that's the kind of weather it is right now. It's like in the 40s, 50s, whatever, but it feels cold and there's a breeze. So kind of still want to stay, sleeved up. But it's getting to there. And it's been a very dry winter. Very dry in retrospect. But we've had some major snowfalls. Thank God, because like especially for sometimes it's good for work, because then I don't have to get up super early just so I can make it to work. Because like, there were definitely times last year or last winter when I was waking up like an hour before, like more than an hour before I had to go to work, because it took me like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the day, to drive to work. And usually it's like 25 minutes, depending, or so. Or it depends on how fast they go. Who knows? But I'm glad it was kind of dry this year. Yeah. Could be worse. I think it's about time to open up some magic packs. I'm going to do that after I drink. Yeah, you already know what time it is. It's magic time. Magic time. I'm okay. Do I want to do it on the pack opening? I want to do it on the pack opening because it looks so cool and I love it. I love what Kyle did for this. Although I would really want to put Kyle in on this, on the with the thing. He if he wants to, he can join and watch a movie too, and I'll give him one of the decks. Although the deck is probably going to my girlfriend, who like I want to teach her how to play. I want to teach her how to play better. Just really how to play, and that's hard, especially when you're new. Learning how to play Magic the Gathering is not easy, but once you know, you know. You don't need to stay like 100% complete to it, which is awesome. So let's start from the top. I'm gonna move my mic over to the side so we can actually like have some volume. So pack 1, we're doing the Murders at Karloff Manor, Ravnica Remastered, and another Murders. MagicCon was last week, and one of my coworkers went to it. He had one of the mystery event or whatever where it has like where Gavin like does like a cool draft thing. He was showing one of the some of the cards were like based off of like, or all the cards are based off creators, and one of the creators didn't know they had a card. So it was like that Sunday he went down to the floor. He was on the floor, found the person that the card was for. Wait, no. They found the guy that made the card. Wait, shit, I can't remember exactly who it was. So they found the person that the card was based off of, and then Gavin Verhey, who designed the card, showed up as well. And it's like, what the hell? And in the Instagram post of that card, of the post it was like Star. I can't remember her name. Ah, damn it. But in the picture, I can tell who it is solely because the bottom half is khakis and black shoes. I'm like, that's you, brother. But anyways, I wish I went to the one in Minneapolis, but I didn't last year. Hopefully there's something good in here. Okay, the art card. I don't know what the art card is, and I kind of want to. Okay, there's a land card there. Forgot about the land card. But that looks pretty good. Aurelia just being like, bitches, if you don't solve this, I'm going ham. Swampy. Foil, it doesn't add up. Very cool. Behind that, we got Props Edict to Memory. Actually, this might be a good card if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. You have no maximum hand size at the beginning of combat if you turn. If you've drawn more than one card this turn, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of cards you've drawn this turn, -1. Not bad. Whenever to put, whatever. Ravnica Remastered. Go into that pack. I don't think this one's going to open up nice. But man, I wish I could go. I kind of like, I think the best interactions that I've had with like MTG influencers is Nick MTG on TikTok. Because he's posted like a few things on his account where he's like talking about prof and shit like that, and I've posted some pretty banger comments, like some pretty banger ones. Like he was doing one like merch for the professor, or like coming up with ideas for merch for the professor. And I'm like, what if he got like one of those like what would Jesus do wristbands? But instead of saying what would Jesus do, it would be like what would prof, or change it to what would Jesus do, just change the J to P, or TP, the prof, or do what would TCC do, something like that. I don't know. And he found that very funny. Okay, hopefully there's something good. These packs sometimes have been popping off with the Ravnica remastered. Okay, Goblin Token. Is it Signet for the mana fixing? Then behind it for the retro. Foil. Orzhov Enthusiast for the foil. Ooh, Demir House. Oh, okay, Demir Houseguard for the retro frame. And then the rare / mythic card is fucking serious Thrash and Thrash and Threat. Ugh. I can't read that. It's sideways. Yuck. Gross. That's a dud pack. Dud pack. 1, 2. Let's go right about here. I think that's probably good. That was a probably good cut right there. Breakout. We got hard hitting questions. I'm not gonna read that. Sideways. They went this way. Demand answers. Something. Shady informant. Griffin. Peter Griffin. What? Ooh, another art card. We got he's using a pickaxe to fantastical strength. What is brother doing? What the hell's going on there? Ooh, foil mountain with the art. That's pretty cool, actually. The Enigma art. And then the foil, is that a... Okay, that's an uncommon. It's Essence of Iniquity. Surface up. It's not great. Ooh, mythic. Expedited Inheritance. Whenever creatures dealt damage, its control may exile that many cards from the top. Oh my god. That is good. That's a good card. Oh man. I'm thinking evil. That's a good card. Ooh, and behind it was a shadowy backstreets. Honestly, I feel like open up another pack. And I just might. I'm gonna. Let's just do another murders, because why not? Why not? That was probably the pack. If I get anything good out of this one, that's just icing on the cake. I don't know how I could do any better than that. I don't know. But Expedited Inheritance, I'm going to check the price on that. Exit Specialist. Wind, whatever. Ooh, Slime Against Humanity already. I mean, that there you go. Slime Against Humanity. Another card that's like, you can have as many, like that. The price of the card will stay at like $3, $4, $5 or whatever. It's not expensive, but for a common, that's very expensive. And a good one. All right, Cerebral. No. Okay, art card. We got. Oh, I know this one. This is a Redemption Arc for the art card. I want to get this card for a deck that I'm building, but I don't think I will. We'll see. Island for the land. Case of the Ransacked Lab for the foil. It's in sorceries. Oh, that's actually not bad. That's actually not bad for a card. for foil too. Instant sorcery spells you cast cost one less. Cost one less, one generic, and then to solve you cast 4 or more instant sorcery spells this turn. That's nutty. And then whenever that's actually pretty nuts. That's nuts. Tulsa Nightmare or Midnight's Light, and it's in that like, whenever it enters battlefield. Okay, great. The which whenever a wolf attacks, if Talmir attacked this combat target creature, your opponent. Blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure Talmir dies in the story because Voja goes nuts and kills a lot of people. Because that card is nutty. Lost in the Maze, Lost in the Sauce. Tap creature you control have Hex. That's not bad. Oh, and then Crime Novelist is actually a good card too. Damn. That was a good pack. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably a better pack. I do want to check how much that card is worth its expedited inheritance. I do want to check that because if the card is, hey, look at this dude. If that card is worth something, I do want to know. I kind of do want to know. Check Card Kingdom because that's the way I like doing it. It's easy. And plus, like, they also have the where brother be murders. The murders. The Curlefminer. What the hell? You all. Be in this one. Why don't I just fucking look it up? Oh wow. Expedited inheritance. Okay, yeah, it's about $2 card. But for what it does, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of deserves a mythic. It does deserve its mythic rating. Makes sense because, because you could do like an Atali deck with that, or something to that effect. Just ping a creature you may exile, and you can cast that turn. That's kind of nutty. If you know what you're doing, you can go wild with that. So I don't know how the price of that isn't higher, but whatever. I'm kind of confused. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's take that out. But I think that's enough Magic talk for today. Yeah, we do enough of that. Well, speaking of, because like, I feel like it's because I just rewatched Dune Part 1 today or yesterday, or within the past 24 hours. I kind of realized that it's very, very similar to Warhammer 40k. Like you have talks about the Emperor, having a safe way to travel through space, mass extinctions, clans trying to kill each other, people that have extra whatever ordinary powers, prophets, because it's basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing. The Bene Gesserit are just like fucking psychers, essentially, in Warhammer K lore. There's technically I feel like there is technically a right and correct 1-to-1 thing that I know Popsky could probably correct me on, but I don't know. But I was gonna say Jonathan Dune. No, but Paul is just literally a fucking psycher that everyone thinks is Jesus or space Jesus. I don't know, man. But imagine. But dude literally, I mean, he's not even a Mary Sue either, because he gets his ass handed to multiple times. But dude literally has like, not only are you the successor to the leader, more or less future leader or leader of like a whole clan, of like a whole like space house, a house. Like, you're the leader, you're the head honcho, you lead generals, you're like the president, for God's sakes. But your mom is basically had you, and you're being taught to basically, with supernatural powers, to basically force people to do what you say. But also, because of your mom's bullshit and ways that they like doing drugs and stuff, are trying to basically plot a path so that way you can become basically the planet where all of this magical drug is, space drugs are coming from, become their Jesus. And then, and also, it's like, it's kind of like a prophecy being like aligned. It's like it's not really a prophecy, but it's also fate, but it's also not. They're just more or less trying to like, I would say it's more of like, not like the prophecy in like in the Bible, because like they were referencing Jesus well before, like in Christian terms, they were referencing Jesus well before he was even born, like hundreds of thousands of years before he was even born. But it's kind of like that, but they're steering the path to make sure that it happens. Like, even telling the people, the Fremen, the people of Arrakis, that, yeah, there's this guy, he's gonna come about, and he's gonna be really fucking cool. It's like, weird. This guy that's gonna be so important to these basically freaking workers in the back that are like kind of shadow puppering the main government, or main form of government, and telling what to do, are also trying to convince a planet that there's going to be the same exact guy that they believe is going to be their like Messiah, to be their Messiah, but different, which is so weird. It's like they're the same thing, but they're not. But and it's gonna be this dude that's kind of important to a huge house. So he's got like 3 chosen one things at the exact same time. It's like, oh boy. But he also gets his ass handed to. So, but he's also getting visions of the future that are kind of correct, but also kind of not. Because, yeah, instead of becoming his name, he's becoming what destiny is telling him to become. Yeah. Which I really didn't pay attention too hard. I like funny movie. I like movie with the good story, the good things. But now I fully get it. Yeah. Now I understand what's going on. But it's basically Warhammer 40k. In a way. Kind of similar to how Helldivers 2 is blowing up, because it's very, very similar to Starship Troopers. I mean, not actually, but in a way. And I haven't even played like a whole lot of Helldivers 2 recently, because I've been working, and I'm like, God damn it. And of course, the one planet that I really was working on, whatever, on Creek, on the automaton side that people were pushing to say, hey, let's liberate this planet. All of a sudden, well, it's gone. But even though it might be gone, the sun will shine on it once again. Even though technically there's a game master that is more or less increasing/decreasing the difficulty on each planet. So that's great. That's great to know that. I mean, it is good story building, but it's great to know that all of that work is gone to waste because it wants to drive a motive. Seriously, what the hell? We want to just have our space and have it be good for 5 fucking minutes. And those missions were hard. Like, I was doing an easy mission, even though it was a solo. Holy fuck, I was getting my ass handed to. Like, hand over fist. Like, I took down one, like, these small, like, basically spawn things which you have to basically blow up with your grenade. I blow one up, and all of a sudden I have, like, these, like, a whole freaking battalion on my butt trying to kill me. Meanwhile, I do, like, an actual mission objective where I'm supposed to blow up a silo or something, or 2 silos, a whole camp. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No one's there except for me and the explosive that I'm planning. But when I want to just blow up a tiny little base, a tiny little thing where they're, you know, it's a side mission for spawning stuff. But if, God forbid I do that, because the minute I do that, that's when everyone just shows up. The whole squad rolls in. And that happened multiple times. I'm like, bruh. I just remember one time it was just like, I'm doing a little, like, a side quest to a side quest, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I'll blow up this little thing as I'm going back over to there. And while I'm doing this little, like, side thing to get me more, you know, more stuff, more XP and stuff, all of a sudden I get this literal army just trying to just kill me. It's like, dude, stop. Can I just go 5 minutes without having a whole, like, 17 squads trying to gun for me? It's like, stop, please. Or being chased by a guy with 2 hefty robots with chainsaws. And they can't reload fast enough or they'll hit me. I can't turn around and kill them. That's enough of that. But I'm very excited for this trip that I'm about to go on. It's going to be fun. It's been long waiting. I've been waiting so freaking long for this. Because it's been, like, when the magic decks first came out for this, I think shortly after I got them, I kind of made the promise that I'm going to not only teach the boys how to do it, but we're going to play these decks. And I don't want them to deconstruct anything. I don't want them to deconstruct anything. We're just going to play them. And I even got boxes for the decks. So then you got, like, each clan has its own thing, even though probably take off the price tags. But I have not taken a single one of these out at all, period. And I'm going to give them to them because that's what I want to do. I'm giving back to them because I'm giving them these decks, which, you know, they're not like the most expensive thing, but they're pretty good decks. I'm giving it to them because I'm more or less passing it along like those that did for me. And for those that really, I don't know if I've really talked about it, but passing on, like, when I started Magic the Gathering in high school, you know, I had friends that were just, like, let me their decks to play or during lunch or this or that, or gave me certain cards and here and there. And just that brotherhood and friendship the friendships that I've gotten from that led me, it's like, I have to pay it forward, you know, and help those that, you know, that that want to play or want to learn. Although it is a game that has at this point a lot of FOMO, but when you do have certain cards here and there, it just lines up perfectly. Ooh, it's so good. And just a lot of mechanics too. It's like there's a lot of I don't know if I should do this, but when you have just all the pieces come together, it's so good. It's so fun, so good, so nice. Everything is just awesome. And I get what they're trying to do. I really hope that Wizards of the Coast can break away from Hasbro, because fucking dude. Hopefully they can do better if they were to be, doing it, I don't know, by themselves at the very least. But they need a bit more direction. Especially last year, they've had a lot of just dumb, stupid, shady shit happen. We're over a year, but that's besides the point of that. But I'm excited to get not kind of to get rid of these things. I'm excited to give them to my friends. Very excited. And I want to go, like, I'm taking my sweet time to go back because, like, I want to visit my old bosses at the place I used to work at during college. I think they're still here, I would hope. But, yeah, because what I do now is basically the same things. A lot of the stuff that I've learned there, I use now. And after working today, after what I was doing at work today, it's like, I kind of just became very crucial, or showed that I was very crucial to what's going on. I was kind of like a linchpin when it came to the events that were going on. Like, I made sure that shit was running smooth. I ran a tight ship. My boss also made sure that I ran a tight ship. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm surprising them. They don't know it unless if one of my friends tells them. But also another great thing, I didn't even know this today as the recording of this episode. And if you're in the Fargo Moorhead area, you'll know. The Moorhead Dairy Queen, it's their actual opening. Although yesterday, the leap year, it's the February 29th, they did a soft opening. But on their opening day, March 1st, that's Dilly Bar Day, because they're an independent store for one, and it's the birthplace of the Dilly Bar, the literal birthplace of the Dilly Bar. And yeah, they just sell them very cheap, and they have stuff on their menu that's not sold at any other Dairy Queen. And it's such a great spot. It's such a nice place to go during the summer too, because you could just sit down. I mean, it's by the railroad tracks, even though, there's trains a lot of the time. It's just a great place to sit and talk and just hang out. Although it's by a very busy intersection, it's a nice place to be. It's very nice. It's on Main Street, or on like the main strip. It's very good. I love it. Very charming shop. I love going there. Like, I think there was a couple times, like, when I was living at the apartment, even like during like the warmer months, like, I definitely walked over there during the day when I had nothing going on and had lunch there. It was not too far. Like, it's a little bit of a walk, but it was fun. It's a good place. It's weird. It's so weird. I'm also probably gonna visit walk by the where I used to do my radio show, because I haven't been there, haven't seen the studio in years. ever since I last did my show. Yeah. That was like this year, another promise that I made this year. I'm going to start editing those and posting them. I think because, and they are going to be weekly as usual. So like I really have like 3 projects going on. So I got this, I got the weekly videos that I have going up, going up, and then I'll have that. So I'm adding more on my plate, which is going to be rough, but whatever. Sucks. But those shouldn't be too, I mean, it is going to be extremely hard, but it's also not going to be extremely hard. Especially some of the earlier episodes where they were definitely kind of rough. I would still, I'm going to edit those episodes down, probably do a recap of the episode, or be like a retrospective of that, because a lot of the episode itself is music / me saying shit for the station, which, looking back on it, I didn't really need to do all the time, because a lot of the shows that were going, like a lot of the shows that were doing stuff, they rarely did a station call, and you're supposed to do like 3 or 4 of them an hour, and talk about weather events and stuff like that. You're supposed to do that, and they really, even like some of the ones that were out, had positions in the station that had shows too, didn't really do that. Maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times, but twice is typically what they would do, unless it was a specialty show, which that's different. That could be different. Although I think some of the stuff that still kind of persisted. So I think when I'm probably editing it, I don't know what I'm going to leave in when it comes to that sort of stuff. But yeah. Or even just try to edit it so I have all the events that were going on at the same time. But I don't know. Also, some of the episodes I kind of started late. Oops. But I think for those, I'm just going to be like, hey, started this one late, blah, 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 blah. Sorry for the shorter episode. Oops. But they are going to come out the days that they actually did happen. So if say, one happened on today, March 1st, back then, they're going up on March 1st. Or it's going up on March 1st 5 years later. Or something like that. But I don't know technically what that would have been, or if it would line up. I don't think it does, but I think either it's going to be the Wednesday or it's going to be the day that it actually did happen. So 5 years to the date. So I don't know. Because I did them on Wednesdays. Except for the last episode. The one thing I do remember about the last episode, and I don't, I need to wrap up pretty quick here. Or soon. But honestly, I can end it whenever. But on the last episode, the very last episode of the radio show, I did a 4-hour show or something like that. I started at 10 p.m. Again, this is a late night show. It's Midnight Ramen. The premise is in the name. It's literally in there. It's a late night show. You can assume. And I started at 10, went on to 1:30, but I realized I had the forethought to think maybe I should probably put some of the stuff from this card onto a different flash drive, and which is what I was doing at the time, is transporting them over to a flash drive so that way I can dump and edit that stuff and sort it all out, which I was doing, but I didn't do enough recently for that time, because I think I've only had I had a couple episodes left that I needed to just transport over, which I didn't, and the last 15 or so minutes or whatever, missed them, absolutely missed them. which is fine because I kind of just like recapped, and I think when I get to the end of the project, I think that's kind of gonna be like my retrospective of it, or like the final segment is a retrospective. I kind of remember what I did talk about too, which it's not gonna be. I'll probably be like, hey, here's what I talked about. I still kind of believe some of the stuff I mentioned there. A lot of it I do, but it was a fun time doing that show, or doing Midnight Ramen as a radio show. But I like what it has become. It's now more or less just talking about life and talking about what's going on, and kind of more or less documenting shit that's going on in my life, and so that it's kind of there for future generations, I guess. Yeah. I mean, there's probably going to be other ways and stuff that I do it, but yeah, the stories that we carry on are good, because yeah, we don't want them to fade. Anywho, I need to wrap it up here. So if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/Melted Original, all one word. It's right there. You do that, you'll find it. And you can do that for my YouTube too, or wherever. It's probably going to be like that. Melted Original. And if you watch it on YouTube, if you watch it on Twitch, watch this happen live on Twitch, or just Twitch at all, you can watch this happen live. You can talk through it live. But on Twitch, you can see the after show where I just talk about stuff while I'm editing the podcast and getting it ready to upload onto YouTube. Yeah. Just doing the editing part of the editing. Whatever. I don't know. And eventually, that's a goal for this year, to get it onto other audio stuff. All 71-ish episodes onto there, which is going to be crazy. But yeah. Once it goes, it goes. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that, though, I've been going on for this long. No, I mean, I don't mean like this episode. I mean just like in general for this thing. It's been over a year, well over a year at this point. And it's kind of cool to think that I've been stuck to it. I really haven't had that many deviations from the plan of doing it, other than like this episode and maybe one or two others, of doing it on the same day each week. I don't think I really deviated from that plan, and I'm happy where I'm at, and it's really cool. Where was I? Okay, where was I? Thank you to Grains for the use of the song "Used to It" off of the album The Call. I'm going to try and meet up with at least one of the bandmates, Darian, at the Dairy Queen, because he's like, hey, I was like, I wanted to hit up the all my Fargo people and be like, hey, if anyone wants to hang out, let me know, because especially for that's going to be fun. That's going to be really good. I actually might go to Junkyard, because one of my team members who was from there, from Fargo Moorhead, was like, yeah, Junkyard Brewing has a peanut butter brew. I'm like, I want to try a PB&J. Try and do like a PB&J. I've taking like a peanut butter beer or some whatever whiskey, like a peanut butter whiskey or something like that, and mix them with like a grape, not really like a wine, but like a grape flavored one. Do like a PB&J, which was really good. It sounds like a good idea. my opinion. But yeah. And thanks to you for listening, watching, doing what you do. And of course, looking at the time, it's not midnight here anymore, but it's midnight here, midnight somewhere else. But until, you know what? My actual outro for this one, I don't want to do it. Because it's the end of an era for these. If you're watching the video, you aren't going to see these anymore. You're not going to see in the bottom right corner. You're not going to see these magic decks anymore. So let me just. Hopefully my F doesn't fall down. And I don't want to overload myself. And it's time for an adventure. I'll see you later. And bye-bye.
Yeah, well, just when I needed you, I see from a different